Good morning, and we are in chapter 2 of Ether, and we've got the brother of Jared and Jared um, taking their families and escaping from the Tower of Babel. Well, not leaving Tower of Babel. And let's just read on and see what happens. Now, remember last time, I think this is really a good lesson on prayer, these chapters, as at the end of last chapter, let's see if we can pull that up really quick. Notice what he says: I will bless thy seed and raise up thy seed and the seed of thy brother, and they shall go with thee, and nation there will be none greater than the nation which I'll raise up unto me of thy seed, and thus I will do unto thee, because of the long time ye have cried unto me. So because of the brother of Jared crying unto the Lord, he's received this blessing. And it came to pass that Jared and his brother and their families, and also the friends of Jared and his brother and their families, went down into the valley which was northward, and the name of the valley was Nimrod, being called after the mighty hunter, with their flocks which they had gathered together, male and female of every kind. And they did also lay snares and catch fowls of the air, and they did also prepare a vessel, in which they did carry with them fish of the waters. And they did also carry with them deseret, which by interpretation is honeybee. Now, not being from, or being that my kids are growing up in England now instead of Utah, deseret has a big meaning in Utah. We often call it our lovely Deseret, or Deseret Industries. There's Deseret, different things called Deseret, and so we understand this word. But here, for some reason, he felt that he should write Deseret for honeybee, and I just thought it was interesting that he would put that in there. And we've picked up on it in our culture that we are like Deseret or honeybee, being an industrious people. And thus they did carry with them swarms of bees, all manner of that which was upon the face of the land, seeds of every kind. And it came to pass that when they had come down into the valley of Nimrod, the Lord came down and talked with the brother of Jared, and he was in the cloud, and the brother of Jared saw him not. And it came to pass that the Lord commanded them that they should go forth into the wilderness, yea, into that quarter where there never had man been. And it came to pass that the Lord did go before them, and did talk with them as they stood in a cloud, and gave directions whither they should travel. And it came to pass that they did travel in the wilderness, and did build barges, in which they did cross many waters, being directed continually by the hand of the Lord. So it seems like they would build a barge. I don't know if they carried these barges with them. Often it sounds like they get some water and build the barges, and they get pretty good at it. And the Lord would not suffer that they should stop beyond the sea in the wilderness, but that they would come forth even unto the promised land of promise, which was choice above all other lands, which the Lord God had preserved for a righteous people. And he had sworn in his wrath unto the brother of Jared that whoso should possess this land of promise from that time henceforth and forever should serve him, the true and only God, or they would be swept off when the fullness of his wrath should come upon them. It's interesting that it says he swore in his wrath. It sounds like he's angry with the brother of Jared, or with somebody. But I think it just means that there was a lot of power in there and he impressed upon Jared in such a way that Jared, the brother of Jared, would not forget this promise and this warning. Now we can behold the decrees. Now here's where Moroni kind of goes off script. Let's stop the story for a second. I want to tell you about this land. Now we can behold the decrees of God concerning this land, that it is a land of promise, and whatsoever nation shall possess it shall serve God, or they shall be swept off when the fullness of the wrath shall come upon them. Now remember, he has lived it. He knows that, and he knows the story of the Jaredites too, and what's going to happen there. Spoiler alert. And so he's emphasizing this point. And the fullness of his wrath shall come upon them when they are ripe in iniquity. For behold, this is a land which is choice above all other lands. Wherefore, he that doth possess it shall serve God, or be swept off. For it is everlasting, the everlasting degree of God, and it is not until the fullness of iniquity among the children of the land that they are swept off. So he's going to let them do what they want to do. He'll warn them. And we'll see that as we go on further. And this cometh unto you. Now he's breaking that third wall. O ye Gentiles, that ye may know the decrees of God, that ye may repent, and not continue in your iniquities until the fullness come, that ye may not bring down the fullness of the wrath of God upon you, as the inhabitants of the land have hitherto done. So he's warning us, and you can see that this is one of the reasons why he includes this record, even though he didn't have much room on the plates. Behold, this is a choice land, and whatsoever nation shall possess it shall be free from bondage and from captivity, and from all other nations and under heaven, if they will but serve God of the land, the God of the land, who is Jesus Christ, who hath been manifest by the things which we have written. Now I proceed with my record. For behold, it came to pass that the Lord did bring Jared and his brethren forth even to that great sea which divideth the lands. And as they came to the sea, they pitched their tents, and they called the name of the place Moriancumer. Oh, so he does know Moriancumer. And they dwelt in the tents, and dwelt in the tents upon the seashore for the space of 4 years. And it came to pass that at the end of 4 years the Lord came again unto Moriancumer. Wait a minute. What was his name? Oh, we'll just call him the brother of Jared. No, I think he knew who his name was. He just found it easier to say brother of Jared than Moriancumer. And stood in a cloud and talked with him, and for the space of 3 hours, about 45 minutes for every year that he didn't call on the Lord, did the Lord talk with the brother of Jared and chasten him, because he remembered not to call upon the name of the Lord. Now, this always amazes me. Here, in the last chapter, he was blessed because of the long time he called upon the Lord. And now he's being chastened because he didn't call upon the Lord. How did he stop praying? It doesn't seem consistent to say, oh, the brother of Jared stopped one day decided not to pray. I think it is more, he may have even been having prayers, but yet, I always look at it this way. In my life, is there times when I haven't really prayed? I pray every day, just like we're taught to pray, and we have a prayer for dinner as a family. But are there times when we really don't pray? Like when you get up to the table and you say, okay, we're going to say a prayer. This food is great. Let's eat. I'm just making up something. If that's a prayer, it's not really a prayer calling on the Lord. Um, you know, having the person, calling on the person that will say it the fastest, because you know that once they're done, you can start eating, or putting that prayer secondary. Sometimes at night, I sit down and have a prayer. Sometimes so tired, it's just like, you'll say a prayer, but it'll be just like not really thinking, just going through the motions. I'm wondering if that's what he's talking about, that they're going through the motions. They're still doing the prayers, but they weren't really calling on the Lord, not really reaching out like they did when back at the Tower of Babel. But now he is talking with him, and he talks for 3 hours, and chastens him because he remembered not to call upon the name of the Lord. And the brother of Jared repented of the evil which he had done, and did call upon the name of the Lord for his brethren who were with him. And the Lord said unto him, I will forgive thee and thy brethren of their sins, but thou shalt not sin any more. For ye shall remember that my spirit will not always strive with men. Therefore, if ye will sin until ye are fully ripe, ye shall be cut off from the presence of the Lord. And these are my thoughts upon the land which I shall give you for your inheritance, for it shall be a land choice above all other lands. You see how important he says he's willing to forgive. And but the whole point is that he's saying, remember that the Spirit's not going to strive with if you don't reach out to me. You need to reach out to me for the Spirit to strive with you. I think that's significant. He wants us to reach out to us. He's pleading for us to reach out. And it's really sad when we get into this habit of not reaching out to God, not thanking Him for the things for the day, and not remembering to go forward in prayer first and foremost. And the Lord said, go to work and build after the manner of barges, which ye have hitherto built. And it came to pass, the brother of Jared did go and work also his brethren, and built barges after the manner which they had built, according to the instructions of the Lord. And they were small, and they were tight, they were light upon the water. Sorry about my cold today. Like unto the lightness of the fowl upon the water. So they knew how to build these boats. They knew what they were good for. They were great for crossing this last river or this lake, but now they've got an ocean to cover, and he builds them. He builds them just as he's told, and they were built after the manner that they were exceedingly tight, even that they would hold water like unto a dish. And the bottom thereof was tight like unto a dish, and the sides thereof were tight like unto a dish, and the ends thereof were peaked, and the top thereof was tight like unto a dish, and the length thereof was the length of a tree, and the door thereof, when it was shut, was tight like unto a dish. A lot of dishes to wash there. Anyway, there's a lot of pictures of those. If I haven't included anything in there, but if you go to manuals and that, and they seem to be quite descriptive of what it is. Kind of a canoe shape, but really big to fit people in. And if we watch the video that was on Monday, I think, anyway, if you watch that video, you see the ships and how they're portrayed. And it came to pass that the brother of Jared cried unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, I have performed the work which thou hast commanded me. I have made the barges according as thou hast directed me. And behold, O Lord, in them there is no light. Whither shall we steer? Also we shall perish, for in them we cannot breathe, save it is the air which is in them. Therefore we shall perish, which is fine for an hour or two. But when you're going for days and months, and it's not going to cut it, and he knows that. And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, now the first thing he does is, okay, I'm going to tell you how to do this. Thou shalt make a hole in the top and also the bottom. When thou shalt suffer for air, thou shalt unstop the hole and receive air. And if it so be that water come in upon thee, behold, ye shall stop the hole, that ye shall not perish in the flood. And it came to pass that the brother of Jared did also according as the Lord had commanded. And he cried again unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, I have done even as thou hast commanded me. I have prepared the vessels for my people. Behold, there is no light in them. Behold, O Lord, wilt thou suffer that we shall cross the great water in darkness? So he's got a good concern. He's just been told what to do on the last part, but look what the Lord does. And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, what will ye that I should do, that ye may have light in your vessels? I'm sure Jared's going, brother of Jared's going, okay, I thought I was coming to you for this question. For behold, ye cannot have windows, for they shall be dashed to pieces, neither shall ye take fire with you, for ye shall not go by the light of fire. For behold, ye shall be as a whale in the midst of the sea, for the mountain waves shall dash upon you. Nevertheless, I will bring you up again out of the depths of the sea, for the winds have gone forth out of my mouth, and also the rains and the floods have I sent forth. And behold, I prepare you against these things, for ye cannot cross this great deep, save I prepare you against the waves of the sea. So he's saying, these are built to last. They're tight like unto a dish, and they will get through the water, but you can't have a window in it. You know, it's just not going to work. And you can't have fire. You suffocate. So what are you going to do? What do you want me to do? And the floods which shall come, therefore, what will ye that I should prepare for you, that ye may have light when ye are swallowed up in the depths of the sea? This is a great teaching tool. Anybody that teaches knows how good this tool is. Anybody that's had children, as you sit there and play with them and go, oh, wonder what this goes to. How does this fit together? You know how it fits together. You're just trying to get them to do it. And you're trying to give them the tools that they need to do it. It's a growing opportunity, and it's blatant here. Why would the Lord ask such questions? He's asking it so the brother of Jared can reach beyond what he's already reached and gain a better faith. And you do that by doing, not by just receiving. If he only received all the time, without doing the work, what's the use? And the Lord has done that in the way that He's prepared the world. He's not prepared it with everything done for you, the laundry folded, the nice fruit trees just growing, and the plants planted just perfectly. No, we do that. And we go out and we earn our living and everything else in that same sense because it makes us grow. So I hope as you go throughout the day today, that you will see how in your life the things that the Lord has given you to prepare and to do yourself. And then that the Lord do His bit as well. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Kind of a cliffhanger. So we'll see you